Right, hi guys, I am hoping you can see this okay. It's taken me forever to set this up. I have swiped my daughter's little phone holdy light thingy. Anyway, someone was asking earlier about how to use the Flora brushes, so I thought I would do my first quickie tutorial like this. Here we've got the size 4 and the size 8. I use them both, to be honest, depending on what size you want to use, but because this seems to be really close to the camera, it's the best I can do. I'm going to use the little one, I think, because I'm going to run out of arm space otherwise. Right, excuse me. Right, first thing to do is to activate the paint, because otherwise you are going to spend all day trying to get it going. So I always activate it first with another brush and use that later for dots in the middle. We're going to do triple dips, because why not? So you want a mid-range colour as your second colour. You want a mid-range colour, mid-tone. So we'll use what I've got left over here, a bit of a magenta-y type colour. These are just one strokes that need to be refilled, and I use them for practicing on in the meantime. Just using the bits of paint just for trying out different ideas and techniques. And then finally we want a dark colour, and that's going to be for our very tips. So here, this has got a bit of a nice dark blue in it, or you could use black. I know Erica offered tips in black quite a lot, but I tend to use dark blue if I can. So now we've got those nice and activated and ready to go. Let's start with the size 4. We want to get a good coating of white. Please excuse the bit of yellow that I've dipped in my paint. Again, something I'm playing around with. Mixing yellow and white makes a really nice highlight colour without being too bright, I think. We want to get it nicely coated with thick paint, because you are using the shape of the paintbrush, so you want to make sure that it's covered right up to the ferrule. Hope you can see that okay. Now some people now dry the tip off on a towel, and you can do that. I do it sometimes, but most of the time I'm just a bit too lazy. Now we're going to go into our mid colour. Now personally I like to have a fair bit of white showing. I think it gives you more contrast, so I don't want to get more than about 1/3 of the way up the brush with my mid colour. You really don't want to go too far at all. So I might need activating a bit more. It's dried out. There we go. And you can at this point just do it as a double dip. Then you're going to lay the brush down. You see? Makes you a nice little petal. But I tend to then go with the very tip. You really only want the very tip into a darker colour. You see that? And then you see you get even more of a contrast, and the blue will mix with the pink to make a sort of purpley colour. Now they look great on their own, but I tend to try to use different parts of the brush. So if you go again half covering, you get a much nicer, sort of more natural petal shape. So don't be afraid to squidge around with your brush a bit, and quite often I will use the side as well to get that look of petals sort of falling down. Also because I'm just particularly tight and I don't hate to not use up the paint. So I'm hoping you can see that okay. And that's it. That's how you do your triple dip petals. I would then take the white that we've just activated and do a few dots in the middle. Then maybe also coming down here. And yeah, it's up to you to embellish it from there, really. That is how to do a triple dip petal. Okay, any questions, comment below. Thanks a lot. Bye.